W3 MMR. Where is everyone this morning? W3 MMR standing by. Hello, CQ 75 meter AM phone. This is WMR in Chester, Pennsylvania. Calling CQ. Hello, CQ. W3 MMR in Chester, Pennsylvania. Calling CQ. Hello, CQ 75 meter AM phone. This is W3 MMR in Chester, Pennsylvania. Calling CQ. Hello, CQ. Hello, CQ 75. CQ 75 meter AM phone. This is W3 MMR. Hello, CQ. W3 MMR in Chester, Pennsylvania. Calling CQ. Hello, CQ 75 meter AM phone. This is W3 MMR in Chester, Pennsylvania. Calling CQ and standing by.
Yeah, you would think, but I've seen the same type of thing on reverse. That's about it.
How old is your grandson now, Russ? Let's get him up to 8 or 9, 10 months. I don't know. But I haven't heard Bob in a while either. Failed to mention that earlier. And Chris did get his, I heard him tell someone, his antenna did arrive. And Bob was waiting for his transistor module, MOSFET or whatever they're called, waiting for it to clear customs, but that's been several weeks.
Hello, CQ. CQ 75 meter AM phone. This is W3MMR calling CQ. Hello, CQ. CQ 75 AM, 75 meter AM phone. This is W3MMR. Whiskey 3 Mike Romeo in Chester, Pennsylvania calling CQ. Hello, CQ. CQ 75 meter AM phone. This is W3MMR. Whiskey 3 Mike Romeo calling CQ 75 meter AM phone. Hello, CQ 75 meter AM phone. This is W3MMR in Chester, Pennsylvania calling CQ and standing by for a call.
Little audio in the audio chain helps out quite a bit. W3, good morning from Kentucky, KD4UMU.
Oh, hey there, Dan. I was wondering when you were going to show up. Good morning to you. Lord. Good, man, I've been here since about 4:30, I guess, 4:45. I heard a strong carrier a little while ago, and nothing else heard. Just been scanning the interwebs here. How goes it down in your neck of the woods? KD4UMU, W3MMR.
1, 2, 3. Hold on. Well, daggone. There's a difference on the program. I did an update on my Flex program here, and the MOX key does not allow the audio to pass, so I'll have to go in and look at that, see what's up on that. And it might be because of the vac is on. Let me see if that makes a difference. 1, 2. Oh, that was the difference. Anyway, yeah, I was playing around listening on some slow scan TV on the 20 meter band there yesterday, and I had the virtual audio cable 1 turned on, which was for the receive side, and but anyway, with that thing engaged, the MOX button up here that I used to key up the radio would not allow it to pass audio, so had to figure that one out real quick, what was going on. But anyway, hey, we're doing pretty good down here. I'm still going to work every day. Wished everyone else was as well. And hopefully the governor of Kentucky here is going to get this place unlocked pretty soon. I think what's going on down here now was probably the same all across the country. You know, those folks who have been living under rocks are finally starting to come out, and you know, those who had not been exposed to this coronavirus, and that's where they're getting their numbers from. But I do believe the vast count of Americans have already had this stuff. Hey, go back to work. But you know, the thing of it is, they have not come out with this antibody test yet. You know, that right there would cinch in that you know, you've already had it, and if you've already had it, you're no longer contagious for it. So go back to work. I don't know why they're trying to set up all these mobile active COVID-19 test sites everywhere when they should be setting up and testing where we've already had it. Send them back to work. Or hell, just send them back to work anyway. Good night. Anyway, that's what I'm saying. That's what's going up there in Chester, Pennsylvania. W3MMR from KD4UMU.
KD4UMU, W3MMR. Well, it's just raining is what it's doing. More rain. Woke up around 4:30 and heard it pounded against a window. And, well, excuse me, I heard it raining outside because I had the window open. Knew we were getting some precipitation out there, so knew it was going to be a wet day. So much for mowing the lawn today. I knew I should have did it yesterday, but whatever. I have off tomorrow, so I'm in the midst of a little 3-day vacation. I've been working too, and we've been super busy and super short-handed, and I lost bad news on Friday. I found out a real good friend of mine that I hadn't talked to in about a little over a month, and I was wondering why I hadn't heard from him because he passed away, and I didn't know it. So with that, I was stressed out of work on Friday, and the boss was like, look, man, take Saturday and Monday off, and recharge your batteries, enjoy yourself a little bit, and then come back in recharged. So that's what we're doing this weekend, and trying to get some stuff accomplished around the house and around the shack. And I'm wishing everybody else could go back to work soon too, Dan. Hopefully things will open up here soon. I know they started opening up the parks and the golf courses, but it's a slow process, and it's still gonna. I don't think it's looking like maybe the end of the summer before everything's opened up completely. I think, in my opinion, but it could be longer. But I don't want to. I'm an idiot. I don't know nothing. You're coming up in here great this morning, there, Dan. And with mine, I use virtual audio cable for my audio. I'm using a USB mic preamp. Okay, and that's what I always have VAC on, VAC1 on. But if I didn't have anything piped into it, and if I had VAC on and I tried to key up, I wouldn't have any audio either. So I have experienced that before there, Dan. And just on the ANAN this morning with the Henry 3K. And running about 270 watts of carrier-ish. And still having this carrier level drop problem. I've been increase the cooling on the amplifier, but we still got to tear this thing apart and see what's changing value in there, why the carrier's dropping after about being keyed up for about 2 minutes there. So, but we'll get it straightened out. Anyway, Dan, sounded great up here this morning. Back down to you. KD4UMU in the group. Oh, the small group, W3MMR.
Okay, very good there, Perry. Very good. And, I guess maybe what would cause some issue if you don't have sufficient enough air around the tank. Are you running glass chimneys on the tubes in that amplifier? And if not, can you do that? Maybe get some more air directed close in around the tubes. And for definite sure, they're at the base of the tube. A lot of heat and build up off of the filaments there, and that'll radiate down into the pins and everything like that. But one of the guys down here, JS, his big old amplifier I think he had a 4-1000 amp, and that dude kept unsoldering the post on the end of the tubes there. So just I couldn't imagine having to contend with that all the time. Don't have to worry about any of that this amplifier. Those 3CX burners just pipe it out. The blower does a sufficient enough job to keep the heat off of the pins and the base of the tube and all that. So it strips the heat off of it pretty good. But those metal ceramic tubes are fairly tough tubes anyway. I don't know if any further drop off. This thing just holds rock solid. So I don't know. But maybe you may be getting some heating in some other components there. Maybe the capacitor's not charging like they should, or something going on there. Other than just heat on the tube. But I guess that would be probably best answered by someone who has had those Henry 3Ks and have worked on them for a while. But and I've not ever had one. Yeah, one of the guys here locally, Ron, K4JEE's got, I think it's a Henry 3K down there. He's been trying to sell that thing for years, and got no takers on it. But nice amp. If you wanted to poke out a big old signal, it would certainly do it. Anyway, hey, as we have done in the past here, just firing up here on AM and daggone, hit the bottom of the cup. So I'm gonna run in the kitchen to make one, and should be back before you're done. I can hear everything in the kitchen there. W3 MMR from KD4UMU.
KD4UMU. And I'm going to drop the carrier about 50 watts down to 200 watts and see how that does. Now I'm running 200 watts as opposed to about 250, 275 I was running before. Okay, well, real good, Dan. Well, one thing I have noticed, okay, I keyed this thing up into my dummy load and was monitoring the grid current, plate current, and plate voltage. It took note of what it was at the beginning. It took note of what it was when it would the carrier would start to fall. And it doesn't, it's not like it drops from, 275 to 200 in about 10 seconds or anything like that. It drops about 1 watt a second, I guess you could say. So it's falling pretty quickly, but not like, everything's dropping, real fast. But like I said, I monitor the grid current, plate current, and plate voltage, and it all stays the same. Nothing changes when the carrier starts to drop. So I don't think it's an issue with the power supply heating up or anything like that. The power supply was getting a little warm before, but I put a little fan, muffin fan on top, blowing down onto the power supply and onto the transformer, and it stays nice and cool now. Nice and cool there. So, I have noticed that between the 3-500s and these ceramic tubes, these tubes do run hotter. But I guess that's, they're designed to do that because, there's no glass envelope. The anode is right there, These fins are connected basically right to the anode. Or the fins are the anode, excuse me, you know what I mean? So they do run hotter. And this thing doesn't have a big blower on it. It's got 2 big muffin fans on the back, and the RF deck, the RF portion itself is pressurized, and it's got, 6 or 8 little holes around the tube that go airflow down into the bottom of the amplifier and back up. And the carrier hasn't dropped yet, and it was already starting to fall at this point. Now that I lowered the carrier, it hasn't dropped. Quite yet there. So I wonder if a component is heating up in there. This is a new tube, 3CX 1200D7. These are supposed to be like a really rugged tube. So I don't think it's anything with the tube going wrong. I think like you said, it might be just a component heating up. or something like that. Not really too sure. But here at 200 watts, 207 watts, it hasn't dropped yet. And it had already fallen before at 250 or 275, so I wonder if it is a heat issue, Dan. I'm not sure. And I'm only tickling the grid current. I mean, the grid current's about 125 mils. Well, excuse me, 12.5. I don't know. See, Henry in the manual says in the one part, grid current, you read it from 0 to 100 mils, and then later on in the manual during the tune-up procedure, the grid current on the meter goes up to 1,000 mils, and it says, while tuning up, tune up at 300 mils of grid current. So I don't know what I'm supposed to be reading, but I got an external meter here. It says I got 125 mils of grid current, and that's just tickling this thing. There. So the carrier's dropped 2 watts. That's it. And I've been keyed up for 4 minutes. So that's a little bit better than it was before, I'd say. Just lowering the carrier output. Back to you, Dan. And some QSB on your signal that last time, but nothing major. KD4UMU W3MMR.
Yeah, it's just those band conditions. Sure is. Yeah, it looks like I'm holding fairly steady, but right at 375 watts on the carrier. So that ought to be good enough. Yeah, the band's just changing around. Quite a bit of lightning crashes and stuff going on. I think up in Indianapolis area, a big swath going through there. So I'm kind of glad it passing to the north up here and not coming down on top of us here. Yeah, it makes for some rough conditions. And we've been getting some solar cycle, or should I say, some sunspot activity. And I've been listening out on some of the other bands, but hadn't heard anything. So maybe they're just not as active as they should be. But anyway, your solar cycle is going to start gearing up. So 15, 12s and 10s really going to start coming alive here in the next couple of years. And okay on all the grid currents and with the amp and all that, the 2 watts dropping off. Well, hey, as long as it's still working, carry on. And like I say, that would certainly be a good question to pose to some of these guys who've run those amps before. And I'm sure there's probably something printed on it. If you go digging around and looking, you may find something on the internet. Written about that and what their fix was for something like that. And then, there again, it might be just a normal thing for that amplifier. Who knows? All I can tell you is I don't know. Seems like, Perry, the more I learn about things, the more I realize I don't know. So, maybe that's just how it's supposed to go. But anyway, back over on the virus stuff, I certainly hope a lot of these states start gearing up and getting back to normal. I do see quite a bit more traffic on the roads out there. I do see quite a bit of stuff, especially here in the Louisville area. You got your panhandlers and all them back on the street corners and all the traffic and stuff is starting to gear back up. Don't see a whole lot of foot traffic downtown, but until they open a lot of those office buildings and stuff downtown, is going to be the same way. But slowly but surely, I think things will get back to normal and people will kind of relax from this. What I do hope is they kind of figure out what the exact specs on this virus actually is, you know, because, and I'm sure they already know, you know, when you go through and you DNA analyze this virus, you know, that'll give them a pretty good indication of what this actually was. Kind of strange all of this happenings going on politically, but you know, the timing of all of this is just well, it's just not right, But anyway, let's see. This morning I was going to fire up the Valiant, but I thought, well, no, I didn't feel like going through and hooking all that back up and all that. Had this already set, ready to go. Plus, with the extra noise on the van, probably need the extra carrier out there anyway. You know, just to get through the bad band conditions and the static lightning crashes up north. But anyway, made it in there fine. Got another cup of coffee, and boy, I tell you, this Dunkin' Donuts coffee is fantastic in the mornings. Like I was telling you there before, I can't stand drinking the Folgers coffee anymore. They changed it. They cheapened it up. It's just not as good as it used to be. So you know, Folgers, Maxwell House, all of them did the same thing when they started putting coffee in those plastic containers. They changed something in the in how they process and make that coffee. So I just don't buy it anymore, and I just buy what I like. So and that's not Folgers anymore. Anyway, back around to you. See how we're holding in there. Yeah, you held in pretty good the last go around. No drop-offs, just a slight bit of fading on the signal, but still holding in there quite nicely. W3 MMR from KD4UMU.
Yeah, just dragging my feet a little bit there to see if anybody wanted to jump in. KD4UMU, W3 MMR, real good on everything there, Dan. Well, yeah, I'll ask around, see if I can find anybody who has any experience with this particular amplifier. The one thing about this amplifier, though, it's kind of a rare amp. The 3KD Classic with the 1200 D7, they only made them from 96 to 98, and this is the first one that I've ever seen. That I had ever seen, and I found a manual online, but that's pretty much it. Anytime I search this amplifier, I mean, there's a lot of the 3KD Premiers or the 3KD Classic with the 8877 in it, but not with this tube. So it's been kind of a feat trying to find any answers for this. So maybe I'll post something on AM Phone. Posted something on the Facebook group there, AM Amplitude Modulation Classic. Didn't get really too many answers there, but and maybe I could call Henry, because it's been recommended to me before if I had any issues, to call Henry directly. I didn't know that I still could, but apparently I can. So maybe I can give them a shout, and just keep asking around. Like I said, I was thinking about, because I got backup amplifiers here and stuff, taking the thing out of line and, tearing it down and just checking every component in it. But, that's not to say that, a component isn't changing while, like you said, it's heating up and then changing, or, so it's an intermittent issue, obviously, that might not rear its ugly head until I have the thing running like this. So I could do all that work and it'd be for nothing. So. And real quick, Dan, all right, this is 200 watts I'm running right now. I'm just going to crank the carrier up and look at your S meter and see if you see any difference between this and 275 watts. I doubt you're going to, but I'm just curious. Okay, I'm going to turn the drive level up. All right, now that's 275 watts right there. Now we'll leave it there for a second here. At 270, well, it's about 280 watts. and peaking up around a little over 1250-ish, closer to 1300, about 110 to 115% positive peaks there, Dan. So, but yep, that's it. And I'll tell you what, man, this amplifier is built like a brick crap house. I'm telling you, man, this thing is built to the nines. Everything about it, and the engineering inside is just phenomenal. And it's a work of art. It really is. So, I'm sure they built this thing to key up longer than 2 minutes at 275 watts of carrier. So, all right, let me back it back down. All right, that's back to 200 watts right there. All right, Dan, I'm gonna send it back down to you. And real good on when you say you wanted to fire up the Valiant this morning or the Johnson this morning, and but it's just a little easier to get on the flex. Well, you sound good either way, man. You're that last go around, you hit almost 30 over there. So the band is in pretty decent shape between us. KD4 UMU W3 MMR.
All right, W3MMR from KD4UMU. Well, I didn't notice any difference between 200 or 275. Now, the band is fairly dynamic right now as far as propagation goes. Your signal's moving fairly quickly between 20 over and down to S9. And I was trying to look to see if I could see a quick drop or rise on that signal, but still floating back and forth. I did not note any different sound and change of the signal or anything like that. So no difference at all on this end. And I wouldn't suspect it would. Before you start seeing any kind of a drastic change. The power levels have to be pretty substantially different, and going from 200 to 275 watts is just not that great of a change. But anyway, still hanging in there, still sounding good either way. Well, let's see. Yesterday, I stayed pretty busy yesterday. I got up and headed down to my parents' house. They live fairly close to me, and down below the hill, and went down to their place to did a lot of tree trimming down there. And for whatever reason, my folks had let their backyard grow up, and they're right on the lake. And, of course, some large trees and stuff in behind where they live, but down over the edge of the bank there, down towards the lake, had just grown up wild. And they had these huge, and we called them the grapevines, those vines that grow up into the trees and stuff, and if you get a good one, boy, you could really swing on those dudes, but I wouldn't even attempt that doing that anymore. As kids, we used to do that. But anyway, went through and cut a bunch of that stuff out. Man, it was quite huge just to get it all cut out of the trees and pulled down and thrown down over the edge of the bank. So mainly just getting the face slappers out of the way, so I did quite a bit of trimming yesterday. And, because I go down and I mow the grass and stuff, and Dad's just, he's gotten a little too old to be down there trying to wrestle a lawnmower down there at the edge of that lake down there. So I go down and mow his grass for him. And, he's got one of those riding lawnmowers that, you put it in either forward or reverse with a little gear shifter on the side and you ease the clutch out. Well, his is not smooth on the engagement. I mean, as soon as you let that clutch out and the belt starts going, it just grabs. So, it does a lot of spinning. But the lawnmower I have has one of those hydrostatic drives on it. You know, you just rock the pedal forward or reverse to make it go forward and reverse. And I put some of those Carlisle Chevron tread tires on the standard lawnmower just to eliminate the slip and spin on those banks and stuff down there. So that works out pretty good. So I just load up and I go down and mow his grass for him, you know. And I guess you know, being caged up in the house for as long as they were, my mom, she was itching to get out there and play in her flower beds and all kinds of stuff. And when I was doing all the tree trimming, of course, she was right out there too, dragging the stuff out of the way. She, you know, they were kind of bored. I was trying to convince her to stay up on the porch, but she wasn't going to have none of that. She had to get out and do something, you know. So, but you know, I was actually glad they were feeling good enough to get out and actually do a little bit yesterday. But boy, howdy! Hey, had the sweat going yesterday. And actually, I had to go sit in the shade for a little bit and drink some, you know, bottled water there and get cooled off a little bit. But yeah, that was all right. They certainly needed the help and went down and did that. But now, Mom's talking about now she wants a garden put in, you know, big garden. And I thought, Lord, I don't know if I got the time or the strength and energy for all of that. So, may have to call up some of the other siblings and see if maybe they will maybe get down there and give that a try. But, well, I mean, you know, heck, there's 8 of us. It shouldn't be just one of us toting load on the help there. But, we'll have to do some phone calling and see if somebody can go down and maybe till a garden and plant one for them or something like that, you know. But, you know, hey, try to spend as much time as we can with them. You know, no telling how much longer they're going to be around, that's for sure. So, but I'm sure we'll miss them when they're gone like everybody else has, you know, with their folks. So we're trying to help them out as much as we can. Anyway, see how we're holding up, and should be some other dudes coming in there 6 o'clock in the morning, so we ought to be getting a few others coming in. Probably got a few workers out there, I'd imagine. W3MMR from KD4UMU.
KK4GZQ also out here lurking.
I think I heard a really weak station, Dan. I mean, really weak. GC something? GC, I don't know. GCQ maybe? I don't know. He was really weak. I mean, really weak. I'm just kidding. Good morning, Kev. You're not really weak, I'll tell you that. Good morning, Kev. Great to hear you. And I did not hear the other station. They were real down here. I saw the carrier, and but I did not get the call or anything like that. I'm sure you guys did. I hope you guys did anyway. I'll keep it short, and I'll send it to the first breaking station. That was not Kevin. That was the other gentleman, or it could have been lady. I don't know. I didn't hear them. So, and then I guess they can shoot it over to you, Kevin, and back to Dan, if that works for you guys. Real good on all that, Dan. Well, yeah, you know. It's what we got to do. Try to spend as much time on it as we can. Luckily, my mother lives a block away from me, literally a block away, and I could throw a rock and probably hit her house. Maybe 10 years ago I could, not now. But she's real into gardening, and you know, she hasn't been working. She's a bartender and you know, slash manager slash server slash everything at this restaurant she works at. And obviously she's been unemployed, you know, collecting unemployment here and kind of going out of her mind. But she's been doing a lot of gardening, you know, more so than she normally does because of all this. I was over there yesterday and was helping her out with some stuff, moving some big like plant pot things. I mean, they're huge there. So, and real good on cutting the grass and all that stuff. And it's, you know what, the thing that does stink, man, I haven't seen my dad in a while because of this. I talk to him every day on the phone, but you know, it just, I haven't been able to see him because of all this. And he's you know, kind of trying to keep a low profile here because of it, not go out much, and doesn't want me coming over. I don't blame him. You know, there. So, well, hopefully it's over soon, so I could get to see him again, and we can all get to see all of our relatives and get some sense of normalcy back. Because you know, they say this is the new normal. This ain't normal. This is the new now, but it ain't normal. It's not the new normal. We're going back to normal before. This is, you know. But anyway, I'll set it down to the braking station, over or up or across to the braking station. And then you go ahead and send it to Kevin, KK4GZQ. This is W3MMR, Chester, Pennsylvania.
All right, Perry. Thanks again for making the recording last night. W3MMR. And
wow, what a difference.
WA3VJB. Good morning to everyone. Name here is Paul, Papa Alpha Uniform Lima, for those who don't know me. And we had a wonderful gathering on 3885 last evening called Ladies' Night. 9 women joining us on AM. And boy, they sounded good. There's just something about the female voice on AM that's very, very alluring. And the subject? What their husbands have brought home from Hamfests. Oh, it was great. And Perry managed to make a recording of it that's on YouTube. Draw your attention to it. Do a search for AM Window, the AM Window, and you'll see it featured as the 2-hour audio video extravaganza. Very much enjoyable. So I heard Kevin come in right after me, and good morning to everyone. Count me in on the net, please, as long as the propagation holds up. Signals are doing well. KK4GZQ and the group WA3VJB. How you been?
Hey, pretty good, Paul. WA3VJB with W3MMR, KD4UMU. This is KK4GZQ just outside of Lexington. Run the Flex 3000 this morning with the Maritron AL1200. At about 300 watts of carrier and out to the inverted V at about 65 feet there. Anyway, Paul, you got a good signal. Perry got a good signal, and I think I heard Dan as well. I've been in and out of the room, but I'm pretty sure I've got a copy on Dan here being up close. Here lately, the close-in stuff early in the morning has been kind of tough. Anyway, Perry. Yeah, that sounds like Timtron's definition of maybe this week. You said you heard a really weak station out there. And anyway, yeah, it sounded more and more like what Timtron was talking about. Anyway, storms moving across Cincinnati and Dayton right now. We've got a little bit of a noisemaker and some pretty strong storms moving through there. And about what I've got planned here for today is a little tractor maintenance. I'm going to get out here in the garage and play mechanic on my riding lawnmower. So, and then I'm going to mow the grass if it doesn't rain on us. And Paul, that sounds fantastic. It seems like I may have caught a whiff of that last night of the ladies in there talking, and I tell you, that's good stuff and a good sign for things, no doubt about that. So Dan, let me send it on around to you and see if you're copying me over about 50 miles away. KD4UMU with the group. Come on, Dan. KK4GZQ.
All right, heard Mr. BJ in there, YIB. And we'll throw it your way here in just a second. And when I give it to you there, BJ, throw it up to Perry, W3MMR. And, okay, man, just great signals over here. Paul, you're coming in quite nicely here to Shepherdsville, Kentucky this morning. Nice copy on you. Did not get on and listen to anything last night on AM here. But once I got to the house and finally got done moving and rolling around outside there about dark, by the time I got in and got a shower and got cleaned up, I wound up watching these a western on it's a western movie there on YouTube, and sure is it was nice to look at it again. It was My Name Is Nobody, so pretty it's kind of a comical western, but really enjoyed sitting and watching that, and watching some of these other Lee Van Cleef westerns on YouTube as well. So just got into this watching the westerns kick again here as of late. But anyway, yeah, we'll have to go in and check out the AM window there and check out the ladies' night there on Gary's recording. So we'll do that sometime today as well. Anyway, yeah, Kevin, hearing you pretty good over here on the 3K, and of course I'm on my 3K over here as well. And you know, because I'm hearing your signal so well, maybe that'll be an indication on how well the guys down in Florida there will be able to hear each other. And of course, you know, these last few Sundays starting, man, I tell you, they just really hadn't had a real good copy on each other down there until the gray line had approached. But maybe they'll be able to kick off here at the bottom of the hour. So at 6:30, they'll be coming in there. Anyway, with that, good morning to you, BJ. Sitting here enjoying just a fantastic cup of coffee. WB4YB to pick it up from KD4UMU.
Hey, there's Art. Let me, good morning to you, Art. And good morning once again, BJ. Not a great copy, BJ, but I don't know, I decent signal, about 10 to 15 over. I just, the audio was a little bit on the low side, there, BJ, but, nevertheless, it most likely is probably just me on my end there, so, nevertheless, good morning to you. Good morning, Art. Good signal up here this morning as well. And Paul, you know, Mother Nature hit that light switch, because when you broke in, I mean, you were completely uncopyable, barely saw your carrier. Then when you keyed up, you were 20 over. So that's that Mother Nature light switch thing. That is pretty crazy, because I know there's been many times where I've been talking to my father on sideband around this time of the morning. And, you know, we use Vox, and literally one sentence, he's, you know, just at my noise, backscatter, 5 over 9, and then the next sentence, he's up to 30 over. It's crazy how that works, you know. I was always wondering why it's like that, but I think it's one of those things I should just leave it be. It's above my pay grade, you know. But everybody's coming in great here. Kevin, the Flex 3000 sounds fantastic. With the AL1200, I'm on the ANAN this morning, only running about 200 watts of carrier, because I'm still having that carrier drop problem. Doesn't do it really much at 200 watts of carrier, but when I'm at like 275 watts, after being keyed up for about 2 minutes and 30 seconds, the carrier does start to fall some there. So, but there's really not much of a difference between 200 watts and 275 watts anyway, so I might as well just keep it here and not beat on things. But, you know, I like seeing that meter move. I'm not going to lie about it. Yeah, hopefully the conditions hold up for you guys in the net this morning. And last night was a blast, boy, and I got every bit of it on on YouTube there, and I like the first few minutes are kind of on the ladies' night, the one that's labeled ladies' night. I missed like the first 3 or 4 minutes because I was running another live stream and I didn't realize that the name of the stream didn't change. So if you really want to catch the first few minutes, it'll be on the video before that. But you didn't miss anything anyway, except for Carrie, KC2UFU, taking check-ins or whatever. But it was a really good time. The ladies seemed to really love it. I mean, they were getting into it, making old buzzards, and I mean, it was really, really a blast. And like Paul said, I mean, it was a really good time, and hopefully they can do it again there. So I'll send it over to you, Paul, and then Paul, go ahead and pick up Art N4JK, and then Art, you're going to send it to Kevin KK4GZQ, WA3VJB in a group. Down in beautiful Maryland. This is W3MMR, your neighbor to the north.
Thanks so much, Perry. W3. Whoops. Who was that who checked in? Say. Somebody was right underneath me there. Say it again. All right, I'll go ahead and make one then. W3MMR and the group WA3VJB. Yeah, same thing for yourself there, Perry. It was down in the noise, S3. And then when you came back just now, it's like boom. You can almost hear the meter, the pin hit the pin, or the needle hit the pin. Measure your strength in foot-pounds. A really, really nice sounding signal out of there, too. Yeah, I enjoyed it very much. It was so unexpected. I mean, I turn on the radio out here and see who's on. And I think Stephanie was making a transmission. Of course, she became rather famous, or at least more prominent than she already is, at the W1AW AM station during the AM rally at the beginning of March. And although she didn't stay in there as long as I had hoped, it's nice to hear her on the radio because she's a regular if you get her going on it. And Carrie's the same way, of course. She's usually on in the evenings, and you guys tip off your spouses that they're going to have a chance to air their grievances about this stuff you drag home from Hamfest. I think the record-setting story was the guy who brought home the school bus. You guys talk about big transmitters, and that was my contribution, is finding an old broadcast transmitter to drag home. But somebody found a school bus at a Hamfest, brought it home, and had to get a ride from somebody to get back. Amazing stuff. And it's a wonder they put up with it, right? But yeah, very, very much enjoyed that. Was it you, Dan, on the other topic there about making a garden? I enjoyed that too. We live in a wooded area where gardens don't do very well. We had tried tomatoes in years past because we sure like fresh tomatoes, but there's not enough sun. We're thankful for the shade, but it's not so good for gardening. So you're talking about tilling an area for your mom there was a nice reflection on being able to do that. Grow your own. And I heard, who else was in there that I picked? I heard Art, yeah, and I heard BJ. BJ was also kind of light into Maryland here. Very good morning to you as well. Of course, Kevin always seems to do a good job. He's got like a pipeline up to Annapolis here, right up the Chesapeake Bay there, up the coast or something. But, yeah, I'll look forward to, if I can hold propagation through 6:30, at least check in and say, hey, I don't know who the anchor station is, but I'm hoping Lana checks in, the widow of W1GUD, who now holds his calls on her own. Last evening, we were talking about the ladies' night on 3885. I had mentioned near the end that Lana, only time I hear her on is for the Florida net, which of course honors her late husband. I understand that and all, but I sure wish we could get her on more often, and maybe this ladies' night that Carrie, KC2UFU, has declared, she could be invited in to join on. So that'd be fun. So here it comes, Art, and good morning to you. Hopefully you're able to copy, and hope things are happy and healthy down your way. K4JK and the group WA3VJB Annapolis.
M4JK with group, KK4GZQ. Morning on everybody. Good to hear you. Good signal from you. Good signal from BJ. WB4YIB. BJ, I just got called you last night. Got sidetracked like I normally do with a lot of things in my life. I forgot to call you. But good to hear you this morning. And I've been wondering where you've been. And let's see. Just a couple of notes here, Paul. Thanks for the good report on the signal over into Maryland in the Chesapeake Bay. And I'm trying to think back about the last time I was ever over in Chesapeake. And I was a kid when we went to Virginia Beach. It's been that long ago. That's been a long time ago. Beautiful area over there. Thanks for the report. Down here as well. Dan was talking about the other Western movies. John Wayne movies have been on here as of late, and I love them. I tell you, it's some of the stuff that's on TV now interests me absolutely zero. And this old stuff that you find out there is just better suited for me. I did work Stephanie, and I don't hear Stephanie on as much as I do Carrie. But love hearing both of them. Kind of reminds me, and love hearing Lona. You mentioned her, W1GUD. Love hearing them on, and it reminds me of hearing Lynn out there, first lady of AM. Always just absolutely loved working with, and miss her something kind of terrible, that's for sure. So, and okay on one of the ham radio operators flying home a bus from the ham net. It sounds like it might have been Mike. K3FEM, I don't know. Dan, here it comes your way, and we're getting fairly close to that time that you probably are watching over there, Dan. KD4, you and me to take it. Good morning all the way around. Great to hear everybody. And Perry, good morning to you as well. I didn't mean to leave any comments out your way. Sure do appreciate your live streaming and videos. And you're sounding great on the ANAN with the Henry 3K. It's doing you a nice job. Here it comes. Sorry about that, guys. KD4UMU in the group. KK4GZQ.
Yeah. You left me out on purpose.
All right, saw Carrier in there, but didn't get the audio through the crashes. And DJ, I have to echo what Carrie was saying there. A nice area up here. Yeah, it's just that you have low audio, so you might want to check your audio gain settings there. Maybe give it a little boost this morning, and that'll get you right over the hump. Like I say, you certainly have a strong enough signal there. And Paul, you're still coming in pretty good over here. Nice signals, and glad you got to get in there and listen to the goings on there about the ladies' night there on AM. Like I say, I missed that. I was busy on this end. And as far as that goes, the thing that changed for me down here was the guy that was doing the letterbox key lock changes and all that kind of stuff had taken off and gone to Japan for the month of March. And, of course, when he got to Japan over there, he got stuck over there. And when he finally got back to the States here, he had to go into quarantine there for a couple of weeks. So I was stuck out on the street. I told him I would fill in for him while he was gone. So I got stuck on the streets of Louisville out there for a month and a half, right through the worst of the whole pandemic, and not a square inch of the city that I had not seen, So I was everywhere all the time and going into multiple post offices and buildings and everything else. And if I had not had that COVID-19, I would have certainly got it doing all that, and it didn't give a thing. So that tells me that my hunch was just about right that I had already had that in early the first week of February. So going out on the streets and all that, I was already immune to it. So that's one of the things was going on this end. But no, didn't have to stay home. Wasn't locked in the house or anything. I guess it's one of those vital jobs they call it. But I was out there every day, still getting it. But anyway, back in the building now, doing my normal thing. Just keeping the machines tuned up to where so that when they eat a piece of meal up in the front, it goes to the correct sequencing pocket of the machine. So sometimes it doesn't work out that way. You have to get in there and look and see what's going on. So just keeping good bearings in the machines and all that kind of stuff. And keeping things tuned up is what we do down there. And let's see, Kevin, those old movies, man. I've been getting a kick out of them, and I concur with you on too much trash on the regular broadcast channels. So don't watch any of the local propaganda news channels. I haven't done that for years. Because I just don't like how they report it, and I've been missing out on that for longer than people had given them credit for their news skewing stories, So don't watch that stuff at all. But I'll catch a show or two on there. I like the Andy Griffith, or maybe some Star Trek at night or something like that. And that's about it. It's all I watch off of local broadcast TV. Well, anyway, with that, getting down towards the bottom here, so let me send it all around. BJ, here she comes. Crank the audio up. WB4YIB from KD4UMU.
Frequencies in use. Alright, BJ, WB4YIB in the group W3MMR. That was a little bit better. Still wasn't fantastic, but it was better, BJ. And good morning to you. I'll make this one short. Got about a minute till net time, so I'll try to say 7.3 and get on out of here so everybody else can say their 7.3. Just want to say a quick hello to a buddy of mine, Robert, who's listening on frequency M1RJK. He's down in southern New Jersey and around Wildwood, New Jersey, Cape May County. And to Wes, Lester, W3LES, who's watching on the live stream on YouTube right now. Anyway, 7.3, guys, it's been fun. I'm just going to get back to ordering some capacitors for this Heathkit HO10 station monitor picked up off of eBay. And we'll catch up with you guys later. Hope you guys have a great weekend, have a great net, and we'll be listening out. Down to you, Paul, WA3VJB, W3MMR.
Okay, Perry, thank you. I'm going to get it right over to Art because I don't know how long. I heard W4BAY in there check in as well. He's probably not hearing me. So, Art, go ahead. Count me in if you can. I'll be one and done once the net gets gathering there. The K4JK and W4BAY underneath me there. WA3VJB Annapolis.
I'll stand by for John. This is NZ1Q, St. Petersburg, Florida.
Yeah, I'm copying it, but very, very light. And the call is Whiskey 3, Mike Romeo, W3 MMR. I think the band's starting to shorten up a bit there. But anyway, I'm not going to stick around for the net. But good morning to you guys. I think I'm going to run down the street and go grab a bite to eat. So back down to net control. This is W3 MMR. Everyone have a great Sunday. Stay safe.
Well, those 4CX800s were used in, the Russians used them in several different things, and it could well be that the one you've got had been made for military tank service, and they probably squirted them with some kind of a preservative. Yeah.
Okay, well that makes sense. When they ship them, they can call up a ray, and that's about it. He should know that would have happened when it was tested. And I go, well, you didn't test this thing the day before. And they sent it to me, and then you test them, you package it up and put them on the shelf. And
probably never tested it to begin with.
when you test it, but I think I might have tested it before. There's also with the tube, the original little flyer, so to speak. That's when the tube is
Oh, I got one of those. I got one of those little leaflets too. It'd be nice to know what they say.
I looked at it to see if I could find some kind of a date. I don't know whether that leaflet is the original one that came with the tube or not. It wasn't in a tube box. It was an array solution packaging. Yeah, I mean it's pretty well weathered and it's not torn up, but it's
It's real thin, almost like tissue paper.
yeah, it was real thin and it had yellowed over time. So yeah.
Yeah, boy, there are a lot of those tubes floating around from Russian and Ukraine sources. So you never know. That's the problem with the 4CX800. Sylvania, boy. What the heck's the Russian's name?
Svetlana.
Svetlana. That factory burned down 6 or 7 years ago, and every all those tubes are at least are older than that. So it's hard to know what you got. Now in the 2100 they're using a Chinese 4CX1000A, and it looks physically looks just like an iMac, and behaves just the same. So they figured out how to make those.
Yeah, okay, well, I did see that. Somebody borrowed it. And to be a little bit cheaper than that used 1718. My last tube that I bought, I got it from Vine Antennas. They're in East. Well, I reached out to them, and they
Yeah.
W2 SDR.
They didn't use them in the 1500 or the 2100. They went a different direction. But you'll get let's see, at 1500 out takes about 70 to drive it. So if you pushed it up to the tube's plate and screen current limit, your output number would start with a 2.
Well, I saw a couple of videos where it looks like the output was peaking close to 2.
Yeah,
And that looked like it was only about maybe 50 watts of draw.
I don't know. They do vary a little bit from tube to tube, but I'm not using the thing all the time now. I'm using the solid state thing most of the time now. The other one, the 2100, sits up on 40 meters and 40 and 20, and I have two new IMAX spares. So if this tube ever blows up, I think I have a lifetime supply.
Okay, well that's good. Well, I was gravitating towards that one, so I wanted to know.
You watch QTH and eBay, and you'll find new old stock, primarily Jan 4CX1 IMAC 4CX1000 is now go for, I don't know, 250 to 350 is about the range for them. So if you see one, wouldn't hurt to grab one.
W4WMT.
Morning, Brian. W4KR.
Morning, Stan. Good morning, Brian.
Are you awake and ready to go?
Yeah, what about you?
Well, I'm awake, but I'm not ready to go.
Where are you going, Bill? Hungry Howie's.
Brian's gonna do a Hungry Howie's route today. Did Ernie say yesterday he was going to go to his local pizza place today?
Yeah, he did. That may be the plan. We'll have to see.
Wish you luck.
I don't know if they're open Sunday.
Well, you can't go in and sit down, so everybody's running pickup or delivery, and almost seems like 24/7.
I can go in and sit down if they open up and let you.
Yeah, but in 500 square feet, you got to have a certain kind of spacing and only a certain number of people, according to the governor.
Who's going to enforce all that? The pizza cops. I mean, you can forget about all that.
Hey Frank, have you seen the videos of the drones that Elizabeth, New Jersey is doing to tell people to spread out?
No, I've heard about drones before. I didn't see that particular thing.
Yeah, Elizabeth, Dr. Carlson had them on. He showed them Thursday night. They've got some fairly big drones with loudspeakers in them, yelling at people.
Are they cursing at him?
Well, no, it's keep that under penalty of law, keep separated, or some message like that.
Or hurling insults?
Something. Yeah.
Hey, fat lady.
Hey, Brian, how was your Blue Apron?
Oh, yeah, it was good. Excellent, most excellent.
Which variety did you have?
It was some kind of glazed chicken and pasta.
I had the mushroom and barley bowl.
Mushroom and barley bowl?
With fried egg, kale, and Parmesan cheese.
Oh, aren't you special?
Before that, it was the chickpea pasta and seasoned ricotta with caramelized fennel and onion.
Damn.
And I added a hot Italian sausage.
I forgot to write down the name. I just ate it.
How's your cholesterol coming, Sherm?
Oh, it's on the edge.
Okay.
Mine dropped to below 1/3 of where it was.
Really? Wow.
Yep.
Good.
I used to run I just had it checked Monday. It had dropped to 50.
Good cholesterol is very high.
Well, that's good too. That's excellent. You're not taking any drugs, are you?
No.
I mean, I don't mean like heroin or something. You're not taking any the cholesterol medicine.
No, I haven't. I'm not taking any Ripper Magoos.
No angel dust.
No nose candy.
No crack. How high is your good cholesterol?
I don't remember. I had it done last year. Remember, the good was high, and the total was like a little above the maximum. But not enough to put me on anything.
Roger.
Crunch to lay down a little bit.
It was so quiet last night. I thought I was checking my receiver and my feed line and everything.
Oh yeah, W2FMU.
10-4 WC.
AC4GL QRB.
84 WMT.
Glenn, you got to trade the P for an O here.
Oh, say it again, Stan.
You got to trade the P for an O.
Yeah, we're coming.
Yeah.
At least you're not North Korea. And can you imagine?
W2 SDR.
Can you imagine
North Korea was on, and you heard them call first, and you're sitting there waiting for this damn amp to kick in. Yeah, what's up with that? What did Glenn say? Can you imagine if North Korea was on, heard them call CQ, and you're sitting here having to wait 180 seconds for this amp to kick in?
Well, you just made the case against the 3CX3000. Takes those suckers about 5 minutes to warm up.
Al, we're going now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, man.
Oh, that's an instant on. The RF kit's instant on, right? Like that, but not the 3CX3000.
Yeah, yep. I misspoke, Brian. The 5 is what I meant. Yeah.
Let's get the video link to the. I know Ernie got it to the guy whose amp blew up while he was live streaming. Yeah, pretty cool. I think I forgot to send it to you, Sherman.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Get it to you here in a second. Bill Gates is working on a vaccine. Oh, yeah. The viruses in his computers. He's getting microchipped. He's working on a vaccine for the other virus. It's showing some promise. He's going to put a microchip in you. Yeah, it works pretty well most of the time, but for an unknown reason, it has a side effect. You'll be walking down the street and you'll fall down and completely pass out. Like 10 minutes, you'll wake up, have no idea where you are or were. And your face turns blue. And then he's coming up with a auto recover for it as well. That sounds about right. I haven't heard much more lately about his nuclear reactor.
He contributes a lot of money to research, doesn't he?
Yeah, he sure does. Oh, now they're coming down on these N95 masks, saying because there's a valve in there, it's no good. Well, you know, my N95 mask does not have a valve. Oh. Should be like an N94 or something. That's a 3M N95 mask with the NIOSH number insert on it. It's legit, but it does not have the valve. I get the N95S, that's no valve. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You go into Kroger, and I would say at least half the people are not wearing masks. My wife went to the Publix over in Oxford. I sent her over to the one there because, you know, Carrollton is such a hot spot. And she said all the staff were wearing masks. Every one of them. and the grocery store here. And some stores, everybody's got one on. In the food line, none of the cashier. Well, a few of them wear them. I don't think they're providing them.
Public throughout their service area, Brian's pretty tight on that stuff.
Yeah, that's the Harris Teeter. They've got people, I mean, every time you walk in the door, they got about 2 or 3 kids standing at the door scrubbing stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, Publix is doing the same thing. And they were metering the people coming in. They were the, you know, if 2, 3 people came out, then 3 more could go in, kind of thing.
Oscar is masks. You don't get in without a mask.
You know, that's a good policy.
Who provides it, Ernie?
Masks have valves in them.
Do what? Ernie, who's providing the mask?
When they're going to crack down on that.
Well,
yeah, I'll tell you. Start looking at the science on that. Very interesting. I mean, I don't think they know whether it help or don't help. I think they would help if you cough, if you have it and you're coughing. I'm spreading it around, but other than that, I mean, the same people telling us to wear them now a month ago were saying it don't do any good at all. Yeah. Same people. The thing spread back then, to be honest. It's all new. Yeah, no doubt, Ernie. You're exactly right. It's just like being in a war, man. You just have to reassess every morning. Or middle of the night or whenever it is. Now I gotta find some masks with valves in them. At least it's not a war for the survival of humanity. Yet.
I just found a couple of old ones, you know, laying around that I'd maybe used.
Oh, that's an idea.
All right, here, Mary. Let me get out of here. W4ATL.
Oh, boy. Good luck, old man.
Just sent you the email, Sherman.
Got one right here, Brian. Yeah, now you said that. The 3M N95 with no valve.
Brian, did you get that email? Or did it go in your spam?
What email?
I sent you an email. I sent to Ernie, and I copied you on it. Of the guy who was live streaming and when his amp blew up.
When did you send it?
Oh, when was that, Ernie? About Thursday?
Something like that, yeah.
All my emails to you through Earthlink go straight in your spam, Brian. As probably as it should be.
I haven't seen any in the spam.
Well, they're probably in. I've got 3 levels. I've got inbox, suspect, and known spam.
What was the content of the email?
It was a link to a video. This guy was live streaming his operating position. And he was talking, and his amp blew up, flashed, and he jumped about 2 inches. And then smoke started pouring out of it.
Yeah, it seems like I did get that, but there was something wrong with the link.
Huh.
Let me go back. That was on the Wednesday?
Wednesday or Thursday.
It's a YouTube thing.
It was only...
Oh, are you talking about the NY4PD?
Yeah.
Friday, it was Friday.
Yeah, it was Friday.
Yeah, I watched that, but I didn't see it. It blew up, see.
Okay, you got to go to the 1 hour and 6 minute mark of the video.
Oh, I thought you said the 1 minute and 5 second mark. Okay, the 1 hour. Wow, that's a long video. Why don't you put videos that long on YouTube?
Yeah, I reckon, man. It was 3 more hours of it after his amp blew up.
That's not the real NY4PD, right?
Oh, yeah, I think it is, yeah.
That's the replacement NY4PD. W2FMU.
AC4GM.
G4SD.
4WC. Yeah, I think that's the replacement. But he's Hispanic, though.
that was before kick.
Well, there are more than one of them.
Well, I know, but it's just,
with both with the same call though. I got an even better one that turned shop from New York. That would be a train. That would be in 150 wouldn't it? Oh, we had 2 FMU. Oh. Did you hear the train?
It's time for the little train netting, gentlemen. Ici, vous êtes sur du Yankee là-bas, puis vous avez un rapport de signal. Bonjour, monsieur Georges, DB au 9 à 7 heures. 7 à relais. Bonjour à tous. Votre animateur pour ce matin, c'est une émission encore de ski d'Apache de Bois. Et sur la route sud du Saint-Laurent, à peu près 14-15 km du temps de l'heure. Température ici ce matin, 7 degrés. Les vents sont de l'est de 100 km/h. La pression barométrique est pour 100,3 et du soleil pour alors, je prends le titre de ce présentement de la site international reconnu et puis organisé par la suite dans l'aide et vous présenter. Physiquement, attendre les appels, ne pas vous présenter quand on les appels critiques, mais si ceux qui se présentent, c'est terminé. La liste est par la suite, je ferai un autre appel. Quand tu composes la totalité de toute station.
Bravo, hôtel.
Bonjour et bienvenue.
Good morning, KA2J. On a variant also there, Gary, KA2J.
I don't hear Rick, but he's through into the line. Go ahead if you hear me.
Yeah, I'm in here, Bill. KGLB and KATBN and the group WA3MJY. I got a lot of noise here for some reason. You know, we had some not a storm, there's a lot of rain in the area, but there's a lot of noise on the frequency here. I'm using the IC7610, and I'm able to hear everybody. The filtering, it's really great, so I was able to, get rid of a lot of that with the noise reduction and everything. Well, I hope you're hearing me okay. I don't know, Gary told me, I think he told me to turn it over to KA2J, and then I don't know, there's an 8 station in there, but I didn't get the call. So, James, if you're hearing me, I'll give it to you, and then you can pass it to whoever Gary. Good morning, KA2J, WA3MJY. Okay. Well, good morning, Rick. Good to hear you and Bill, K8DPN and KG8LB0. Yes, thank you very much for the cards. That was very much appreciated. And I keep a logbook for all my HF operations, and there you were, right back at that time. And I wish I had prettier QSL cards. I've had those for years. Before that, I always made my own. I even have some of my novice cards available. Not too many. I printed those on postcards. They had the stamp on, but the stamp isn't good anymore. And so anyways, this is a Valiant, and I'm portable too. I'm down to camp this morning. We came down yesterday, and my wife went into a grocery store for the first time since the lockdown. There's a little store in town. And they always have great meats and so forth, and my goodness, she came back, she went in, I had an N95 mask, I had 2 N95 masks, one used that I had for working on something, and I don't know where I got the other one from, but I found it, and that was new. So she wore that into the store and took a lot of precautions, and she came out with more darn groceries and paper products, so we stocked up some stuff here at camp. It's in Prattsburg, New York. It's just to the west side of Cuca Lake. If you were looking at the middle of Cuca Lake or so where the Y is, it looks like a Y. We're up on a hill there about 1,800 feet or so. So this is a Valiant, and I'm on listening on an SP600. And this is a nice little station. It's got a rack about 3.5 foot high here, and that Valiant sets on top of it, and the SP600 sets in it. I made a little shelf, and I got an SP610 scope here and a little frequency counter. And so that's the scoop here at camp, a dipole out in the woods up in the tree. So we're portable too, and I won't hold it. I'm supposed to give it to a K station or an 8 station, and I didn't write down the call because I'm having my peanut butter toast and jelly. And I'm ready for the shenanigans to be over with and life to get back to normal, but it looks like it's going to be screwed up for a while, that's for sure. But so the 8 station, you know who you are. Otherwise, Bill or Gary, would you kind of get it on its way? But good to hear everybody this morning, and nice to check into the pre-DX60 net here from camp. So this is KA2J, portable 2. Go ahead, the 8 station that's supposed to get it. W8FI. What microphone are you using with the 7300?
And a couple of comments here for Dave. Dave sounds great and sounds like a real pretty station. The Super Pro 600 Valiant with the scope. Geez, all the comforts of all. There you are. Nice flagpole out in the woods.
Yeah, I wonder what microphones those guys are using with the 7300. That's an amazing sounding radio for the price, Bill.
Yeah, it is, Dave. I have one here, and I got a lot of good I don't know what you're using. One thing it did do probably maybe just as well as I'm getting older, you know. Maybe if it doesn't happen this year, that might be the way we go, but we'll see. Usually the season, one month starts already. They actually start the first week of May. Yeah, sometimes like part of April. Tranceiver in a long time. In fact, I have many old cars, old I agree with it sounds good. So I think it would make it better if it was blowing toward vendors, you know, with snow and everything. So you could be in there. They used to show that the old PSPs, and see somebody out in the back shack with the wind blowing. Anyway, everything the test was coming out of the test shop. Jerry, I'm going to turn it back to you to run the whole thing.
Well, for the record, I'm back on the I was on the Valiant with the GPR 90, and when you unplug the microphone and turn around, let's get it over to W8SAJ, and then you get it over to
Sounds good.
W2 SDR. W2 SDR.
W3 MMR QRP.
I'm sorry, I think that was a double. Well, good morning, good morning, good morning.
W3 MMR QRP.
Right, MMR QRP. Got a good copy on you. Yeah, okay. WF1L. Very good copy.
Good morning, Bill. If you can hear me, I haven't tuned the amplifier up yet. I'm still eating my breakfast. But good morning to you. You guys continue. I'll be back in a few. W3 MMR. 10 watts of carrier.
Yes, I hear all.
I'm eating my breakfast too. Just made myself an egg and cheese and bagel on the stove and enjoying it. Okay. Coffee here. Huh.
Yeah. Hello. Hello.
I used to be a 3 for most of my life.
Hello.
Guess I've had this call maybe.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Well, about 20 over. Very nice sleep. Kind of a rainy morning. I think it stopped raining, but it was raining when I got up.
Hello.
My son and I.
Hello. Hello.
Woken up I was down on 160 earlier, talking to Glenn, M1 SNJ. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you know Glenn. I don't think he internet that I recall. I told Gary K1I Asian on 1 and also Mike W1RF. So conditions were nice on 160.